Welcome back. So let's get started with our conversations, shall we? And of course, we're zeroing in on politics this morning, specifically Labour Party politics. And of course, there's also the coalition bit, you know, when you consider the disposition of some Labour Party members towards the coalition. And don't forget also that as far as the Labour Party is concerned, there is the Julius Abure group and there is also the Nenadi Usman group. But let's feel the temperature of both groups through the eyes and, of course, the mind of someone who should know. Let's welcome Mr. Datti Baba Ahmed, the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for coming through on this one.
Morning. Nice to be here.
We're happy to have you as well. So let's get right into it. As far as the Labour Party is concerned, many would say that the law of diminishing returns has since setting, and you know, there's really no hope of the party coming together again, considering also the many defections that have been witnessed of Labour Party lawmakers to the opposition party. But we saw just days ago your efforts to reconcile both groups. So what's informing this reconciliation move by you?
The law of dashed hopes applied to the whole of Nigeria when APC captured the Nigerian state in 2023 again after winning their election in 2015. So I don't quite appreciate the language of diminishing returns on a party that claims to have won the election in 2023, to have rescued Nigeria and give Nigerians true hope. Having made that clarification, leadership is a responsibility, it's a burden, it's a commitment. Leadership requires faith. Leadership requires strength, initiative, capacity, as Peter Obi would say, character, and compassion. All these things came to the fore and they came to play when I rose to the challenge to carry out exactly what leadership should do. Labour Party is not a party to walk away from, not a party to be abandoned or to be ignored. I remind you that to the best of our knowledge, and tens of millions across Nigeria, we won the election. Now, those who were able to capture the Nigerian states so easily, if anything, thanks to the poor efforts of people like me and others who didn't join me in what I called for, it became so easy seeing how they could capture the Nigerian state. What next? Destroy political parties. Because they had made the likes of INEC and security agencies to do their biddings in the process of capturing the Nigerian state. What is so difficult then in destroying Nigerian political parties? So that by the time we get to 2027, it is narratives like what you just said, law of diminishing return on parties and all those kind of things, not the failures of their government that people will be looking at. It is more of politics that people will be dazed with, not the indices of governance that people will be reeling from. So I rose to the challenge. Philosophically speaking, it is morally wrong to allow two people continue in their lines of argument or quarrel without applying decency in bringing them to better understanding. Labour Party has been a victim of the captors captors of Nigerian state, like many other parties have been. So we need sympathies. We need to be tapped on the shoulder that despite all the things that have been done to you and have been done to you, this party is still able to fly its flag. A gentleman like me still remains in the Labour Party to call us together. Our boss, His Excellency Governor Peter Obi, like I told you, has been overwhelmed by similar smaller issues. The demolition of their property in Lagos, his travels around Nigeria, to schools, to Daura, and recently a governor has been on his case trying to restrict his constitutional and human rights not to visit one of the states. I have to reason with him, and I have to rise to the challenge. It became necessary, the doctrine of necessity. These factions only kind of exist on the pages of the dashed hopes for Nigerian Democrats. They have interfered in our activities. That is what happened. I rose to the challenge, and
all right.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and everything right in that.
All right.
Now, whoever again is on a mission to change the meaning of my unambitious, clean actions, they are welcome to do. All they are doing is they are speaking out their fears.
All right, we'll interrogate your unambitious and honest intentions much later on. I'm hoping that will come from my colleagues. But is Mr. Peter Obi on the same page as you in this mission to reconciling both groups? And that question is important because your engagement with the Abure group has since been disowned by one of the leaders of the obedient movement. In an interview, Dr. Tanko Yunus has said, "We are not aware of that particular meeting, but we are resolute. We will continue as obedient to mobilize with His Excellence, Mr. Peter Obi. And we have also said that wherever he goes, we go as well." So by extension, he's saying that they're not aware of your moves to reconcile both groups. How do you respond to this?
No, come on, bring out the important things. I don't talk to Mr. Tanko. I relate with our boss, Excellency Peter Obi, and I did. His Excellency Peter Obi is aware. He probably has been too busy to update the Tankos around him. So yes, I don't... I speak with the boss, not with those who move around with him. And I am happy to still have our Tankos around. They are loyal, they are active. Yeah, it's just a matter of time. Peter Obi is aware, please.
Okay, so the intention here, so there are two parts to this conversation, or there are two parts to the argument. Yes. There is the Julius Abure, which you've gone to mend fences with. Did you also maybe seek or consult with the Nana de Usman part or group? I don't want to call it faction now, because we can call it faction if we choose to, that has been at loggerhead with Mr. Julius Abure over the leadership of the Labour Party. And what exactly is going to be the way forward in your book? So first question, is Nana de Usman group aware that you're making this move? And what is the way forward for you?
Yeah, let's take the questions one at a time. I assure you that every little step I take, concerned parties are aware. I don't need to get too much into our internal operations, but give you a categorical answer. everyone that has to do with anything that I do is concerned is aware. If you noticed, Ms. Naneka Zori was seated right behind me, and it was at my request and upon my insistence for her to be there. The way forward is simple. I called for all parties to get together and talk. That's the way forward. When the parties meet, and you as the journalist will get the headlines of what was discussed. I am a catalyst. I'm a positive catalyst in this case. I'm bringing people together to unite, understand themselves, and do the good efforts we did again to rescue Nigeria.
So what's the implication of your meeting? Does Peter Obi is a huge part of the coalition, the ADC. And you've said Labour Party is not a party to walk away from. So I see conflicting signals. So help us make it as clear as possible. Is this Peter Obi's, since you say you got his approval for that meeting, is this Peter Obi pulling out of the coalition indirectly?
Journalistic points of view are very simplistic, too categorical for unfolding political situations. So the way you're asking questions and the way you're putting it out there to the general public does not depict an unfolding situation in a complicated political arena like Nigerian elections. I hope you will take this anecdotal point to heart. We have an ongoing scene. We're on stage, and it is being played step by step. So your question does not really
Mr. Ahmed, just a moment. I think the question is as clear as crystal. If you don't want to answer, you can.
It's not the clarity.
No. Just hold on. Just hold on.
It's not the clarity. It's not the clarity.
No.
Just hold on, sir, understood.
If you can't, sir, just so that I can learn, so that you can understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Peter Obi is part of the coalition. That's a fact.
Yes.
At least he's been in those meetings. You went to have a meeting. You went to have a meeting with Abure's group to say, this is not a party to walk away from. We cannot throw this party away. The whole idea of the coalition is perhaps to funnel in, and people want to take that as a platform, whatever it is. So I'm asking a question to say, since Peter Obi is aware of your going to the Abure group to say, let us reconcile, is this a way of indirectly saying, we may be walking back away from the coalition, but not immediately? That is as simple as it gets.
I never failed to understand you. I understood you very well. I was telling you that this is an unfolding situation. Remember, the coalition is being formed now. So with this principle of unfolding situation, I believe you have your answer. And I'm available. His Excellency Peter Obi is very, very much available to you, like I've made myself available to you to answer you. There is an extent to which I can answer questions on my boss's behalf.
That is fair. Okay.
All right. So just to be clear, because you sat next to Mr. Julius Abure when he read out the resolutions from the NEC meeting, do you agree with him when he described the Nenadi Usman-led interim group as illegal?
I am a peacemaker, and some journalists have very, very heavy terms that they use. I am still on that peace mission. So if I adopt, if you answer the question you want me to answer it, you are making me to clean out all the efforts I've been on. We're in the process of reconciling a great party that wants to serve Nigeria greatly. I will not adopt the kind of words that you want me to use. With due respect, please, sir.
No, it's okay. It's a straight question.
Yes.
And, you know, the people watching
Yes.
want clarity as well. So it's yes or no,
Yes.
or you decline to respond. So does that mean that, because I'll tell you this, for a lot of Nigerians, and this is a party that wants to appeal to Nigerians, wants to win elections. Nigerians are watching to see, is this a party that gives us clarity? Because they say charity begins at home. It's what happens within the political party that naturally would extrapolate it to governance or wherever it is. So they want to know if there is enough clarity, and that's why I'm asking you. But it's okay, your responses come through and the people can basically deduce. So does that mean that you are relating or you actively recognize the Abure-led leadership on the one hand and the Nenadi Usman-led interim leadership on the other hand? Do you actively recognize both of them as legal and people to deal with?
This is very interesting. I recognize the law and I enhance order. We went to court, first of all, when INEC issued the certificate and late Baba Buhari's government handed over to Uncle Tinubu. We followed the government of Tinubu while we were at court until the court dismissed the cases and upheld the ongoing government now. Now, even before the court finished, we were recognizing and living under the then challenged Uncle Tinubu's government. When INEC raised issues about the tenure of Abure, that necessitated the responses in Umuahia, and we did so cleanly, legally, and legitimately, and I was part of it. The same instruments of government and arms of government went ahead and the Supreme Court gave a ruling which we interpreted again then in favor of Nenadi Group. And you covered all our undertakings then and our comments then. Then afterwards, INEC continued to relate with the Abure faction. Now, whoever is remote controlling and dribbling, today is here, the next day is there. We are law-abiding citizens, members of Labour Party that are being remote controlled and played around with by some powerful forces out there. But I tell you what, they can't continue to do this forever. Very soon it will end. And what you see going on now is what the authority at that point in time says. Right now, the INEC has been dealing with the Abure. I don't like to even use with Barrister Julius Abure. So as far as law is concerned, it is in order to relate with Julius Abure. And if, again, the Supreme Court give another interpretation that it is Nenadi Usman, the law is the law, for God's sake. As far as I'm concerned, what you call factions now and groups are only in the heads of those people behind the scenes using a great deal of power and resources to upset the scene and distract Nigerians from misgovernance.
I'm sorry.
Remember what's going on now in the Northeast. Remember what's going on in the Northeast and all across Nigeria. They have destroyed our currency, increased insecurity and all over. Yet, what is even more important is the factions in the political party. Come on, let's move on.
So Mr. Datti, are you saying categorically that by your own interpretation of the Supreme Court judgment, Barrister Julius Abure is the chairman of the Labour Party?
By the actions of INEC,
So you recognize Barrister Julius Abure as chairman of the Labour Party, and you do not recognize the interim-led chairman, Nenadi Usman, of the Labour Party group?
I am a peacemaker, madam. I'm here to see that my party unites. And it will be very difficult for you to distract me from that or to dissuade me from that.
It's not a distraction. As my colleague said earlier, you're trying to appeal to the generality of Nigerians to embrace the Labour Party ahead of the 2027 general elections. So it's important to let Nigerians know the direction of key leaders of the Labour Party. So perhaps we're going to take your submission that you recognize Barrister Julius Abure as chairman of the Labour Party. Just before we leave the coalition matter, you have spoken to a different platform earlier on, saying that you would not be pressured into joining a coalition. By your words, where was the coalition when the Labour Party was able to win, according to your claim, 10 million votes in 2023? But we also know that your principal, Mr. Peter Obi, has said he's identifying with the coalition, which has adopted the ADC, but he retains his membership of the Labour Party. But some would say this is tantamount to anti-party activity, and by extension, some members of the Labour Party had given him 48 hours from July the 3rd to resign his membership. What are your thoughts on the submission that this is indeed anti-party activity?
These are not anti-party activity. What I'll do is welcome you to now recognizing this is an unfolding situation. Finally, you're beginning to understand what I mean. It's an unfolding situation. The meaning of a coalition is that political parties, interest groups, individuals are coming together. It's an unfolding situation. I attended coalition meetings. Peter Obi is welcome to continue to attend those coalition meetings. He's welcome. But a correction I want to make to you is that the ongoings now in Labour Party, which are not strange, which are not new, other parties have had worse than this. It is not the faction caused from outside that matter in elections. It is the failures of government who is in place. It is the promise of that political party based on its ideologies and manifesto. It is the, as Peter Obi keeps saying, the character, the contents, the compassion of the candidates. Those are the ones. By then, the electorate would have long forgotten the intrigues of factions. INEC would have long recognized who the leaders are, given them all the instruments of the party, presented the candidates. At that time, there can be no more factions or groups within the party. Over to you, ma'am.
Let's talk about the, Mr. Datti Ahmed, let's talk about the ADC. Some have said that nothing will come out of it, especially those in the ruling party. They say nothing will come out of it. Others have said this is a coalition packaged to realize the ambition of Atiku Abubakar. There are all kinds of description of the ADC. So first, what is your description or characterization of the ADC? And what will be fair in ahead of 2027 in terms of equity and justice? So in clear terms, a lot of people believe that power should stay in the South, whether it's Bola Tinubu or someone else. But they are also saying that Atiku, this is a backdoor for him to get that ticket again. What are the chances of Peter Obi in the ADC? And how do you characterize the ADC?
A word of advice or word of wisdom. Please, my brother, never believe what APC says. Then let me come to your question of ADC. ADC was recently appointed by the coalition as the party adopted. Quite frankly, I'm still trying to understand that ADC. I'm still trying to understand it. So I cannot tell you much about ADC because I am still overwhelmed with efforts to re-energize and refocus my Labour Party that I belong to and I so much believe in. Can you remind me what the last question is, please?
You say you're still trying to understand the
question,
ADC,
sir.
but part of my question was to the effect that what would be fair in your own idea? Because...
I remember.
Yes.
I remember. I'll answer you. I have no objection and I welcome the power to still remain in the South. That is why, if you recall, I aspired in 2019 for presidency. In 2023, I served under Excellency Peter Obi as vice. Before then, I tried to contest governorship in Kaduna, and I quit. I very much respect, as a reciprocation of what I saw in Port Harcourt 2018, there wasn't a single candidate north of Rivers Niger and Benue. And in 2023, the whole world is witness to the fact that I didn't contest. It's a show of reciprocation, show of respect. Because genuinely, I have seen the Peter Obis, the Wikis, they had the resources, experience, and people to contest, but they restricted themselves against doing it. And that is part of why probably our good friend and boss, Wiki, is doing what he claims not to be doing in the PDP. He is justified to destroy that party if he wants to, because what they did to him was very bad there. To answer your question, there are two key individuals that I have tremendous respect for. One is Peter Obi. He is welcome. I welcome him openly. Labour Party welcomes him to still come and retain the Labour Party ticket and contest in 2027 with or without me. And ADC is welcome to adopt a southern candidate. But at the same time, I pray for a day that Nigerian politics will develop to, will rise to the level that we create new geopolitical regions, and we create new tribes and ethnicities. For example, how about the geopolitical zone of farmers, the tribe of traders, security personnel, medical personnel, importers, exporters, industrialists, youth, and stop talking about north and south, Muslims and Christians. I pray for the day to come. You just saw the change of button from northern Muslim to a southern, okay, well, he's a Muslim, but what difference has it make? It's the same failing government that you see. So I pray for that day, and I'm working for that day that we stop looking at each other like a southerner, northerner. Even in the north, you say northeast, northwest, north. Come on, we rise above that. We want capacity. We want compassion. We want people who will develop Nigeria, leaders that matter, leaders that deliver promises, not who will deliver promise governance and deliver disaster.
Right.
Over.
Well, interestingly, that is what a lot of people who support an Atiku candidacy for 2027 are also saying, that, come on, we have to go beyond all of this north-south. If you're a Nigerian, you're a Nigerian. There's nothing in the Constitution that says you can't run for office. So they say, for that reason, let him run. In fact, if the coalition adopts him, all well and good. So why not that day start from now, Mr. Baba Ahmed, since you say you look forward to that day?
Yes. Sorry, can you, the last part of your question, please?
Yeah, I said, why not start from now if you say you look forward to that day? When will that day be? Can't it start from right away because you say you don't mind?
Yeah, I've started. I'm making efforts to unite Labour Party.
No, I mean, what I mean, pardon me.
Listen,
no, I'm not sure
we have started.
Okay, I'm not sure you got that part well. What I mean is, would it then be okay, based on your vision, your hope, to have a northern candidate for the coalition for 2027?
My answer to you is I'm a northerner, I'm a Muslim, and I have worked for Southern Christian, and I'm still doing. That's my answer to you.
No, my question is, would it be okay? So, I mean, would it be okay, yes? Would it be okay, no? Oh, perhaps you didn't get my question well.
I get your question, but what I'm struggling with is how categorical. I'm a categorical person by nature.
Exactly. We know you to go straight.
But right now,
to those issues.
Yeah,
you don't hold back.
No. This is as straight as I can be, because it also borders on the constitutional rights of individuals.
Well, Mr. Baba Ahmed,
I cannot sweep that away. I cannot sweep that away right now. But I have categorically answered you that, as it were now, I am welcoming the unspoken understanding in our politics that rotates between the North and the South, between Muslims and Christians. I recognize it. I have worked on it. I'm still working on it.
All right, so we're not at that point yet. And it's interesting. I mean, looking through some of the comments online, a lot of people say your demeanor is quite different. You know, you're much calmer. But you said you're a peacemaker. That's how you described yourself. In fact, some are commenting at you calling the president Uncle Tinubu. But that's just by the way, so you know how people are responding to this conversation. I want you to speak to one important conversation that has been on, and I'm sure you've been following it. Just yesterday, the FCT minister was in Edo State, and he supported Governor Monday Okpebholo's statement, saying if Mr. Peter Obi wants to visit, he's advising that he informs him as the chief security officer of the state. In fact, the FCT minister talked about when Mr. Peter Obi visited Rivers State, and of course, during your campaigns, how he gave buses, how he was informed on the one hand, and he gave buses and all of that. And I say, you know what, don't let's politic this. That is what is meant to be done, so that the governor is able to provide security for such a high-profile person as Mr. Peter Obi. Do you support the FCT minister's statement on this one?
I would like to please take an apology of you, because in the presence of what is happening in the Northeast, I can really not bring myself down to what minister or governor are saying about the movement of a free citizen. Those things are not important. I am overwhelmed by very important national governance issues. And I beg not to be dragged into those kind of very silly, minor, inconsequential things. You and I have better things to do. What's there in sending buses or providing security for? Is that important?
Mr. Baba Ahmed,
do you know what has happened in the North?
Senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, spoke about this. If you say it's inconsequential, he spoke and said, well, the governor doesn't have...
That is a constitutional lawyer. That is his work.
Exactly.
No,
so listen, when you say it's inconsequential, just to put it in context...
lawyer. I am more interested in where is the governance. I'm telling you, we're two different people. Femi Falana can speak about this 24/7. I am more after the security of Nigeria.
That borders on security, Mr. Baba Ahmed. That borders on security. So
we have different...
The movement, free movement of a Nigerian citizen, whether or not what the protocol, it borders on security. In fact, if you had caught the conversation which we had with the commissioner and what the governor even said, he was speaking to security issues, but it's okay if you say you don't want to get involved. But the inconsequential bit is a part I wanted to put in context.
No, get my point. I am saying that the person you're interviewing is different from Femi Falana, who is a constitutional lawyer. We have different competencies, we have different focus. My focus is on key governance issues, which providing security for my boss, Peter Obi, falls under. And at a time when I'm trying to unite my party, at a time when there was very serious security breach in the northeast, and they continue to sack villages in the northwest, what a governor is doing in Edo State is really not important to me.
Okay, so
I'm only telling you where my focus is, please.
Let's
get me correctly. As human, I can't be an all-rounder. Femi Falana has very sharp focus on constitutional matters. So I can agree with what he's saying in those. In a similar way, he might be able to agree with my focus on national security.
So let's talk about what your focus would be now, specifically this peace-building moves that you have made. Some would say that perhaps this is suspect, particularly because of Barrister Julius Abure's current disposition to your principal, Mr. Peter Obi, and of course, indeed, comments that he had made in the past about you in interviews where he had said that had you been the presidential candidate, the Labour Party would not have succeeded as it did in the 2023 presidential election, and perhaps if indeed the Labour Party even won under you, that Nigeria would have been divided by now, quoting your utterances post election declaration of results. And if you also look at where your principal stands as far as the Labour Party is concerned with the Nanadi Usman and Governor Alex Oti group, and you have in fact told us that you recognize the Julius Abure group in this interview. So people are asking that this is suspect. Are you now trying reconciliation moves because you're watching the polity and you're seeing that perhaps indeed the Labour Party would need to present the Peter Obi as a candidate in the 2027 election, and you want to be on the ballot again?
Absolutely not. That is completely misplaced. Please refer to earlier comments. And once again, I welcome you to understanding that this is an unfolding situation. I have no regrets over my comments post-2023 elections, and now we're all as a nation facing the consequences. I still remain that we should never have allowed Uncle Tinubu's government to have been sworn in, and we were to do so constitutionally, legally, and legitimately. I still maintain that. We're paying a very high price for their coming in, and we may continue to do so for a very long time from now. It is unfolding because my party leader has been able to understand me over the 2.5 years now, and has a different opinion about it. So it's an unfolding situation. And the other first part of your question, maybe you can make it clear again to me,
I was referring to Barrister Julius Abure's perception of you as expressed in interviews. He was not enamored by your political record. He's saying that you couldn't have garnered enough followership as Mr. Peter Obi, and had you, been the presidential candidate, and in fact, if the Labour Party had won, the country would have been divided by now. Those were the comments that he made, and that's curious for you to be aligning with him and, in fact, making reconciliation moves.
I'm making reconciliation moves between all members of Labour Party, not between myself as an individual and Julius Abure as an individual. It's very interesting the kind of outdated, outlived, now let me put it that way, the outlived comments that you choose to go out and pick and then bring it applied in a completely different context years afterwards. You have the right, you know, this is your show. You are at liberty to bring the kind of questions you want, but relevance is the key issue here. He was speaking about his party member. I'm just a party member like millions that he has. And I was never, ever in competition with my boss that I served under. So what relevance was it to compare me and Peter Obi? He is presidential candidate, and I was loyally serving under him.
Oh, are you saying that, Mr.
What was the relevance of...
are you saying his statement then was
making
irrelevant?
A comparison between us?
Or are you saying that his statement then was irrelevant, comparing both of you? Because this is what it is. It is out there. This is something that Nigerians have seen as well, and they reference it online. Yes. So it's not us trying to dig up anything. It is what it is. You can go back and also see what I have said and said, Kayode, you said this. What do you have to say about it? Because it's important to basically help Nigerians see or make sense of the timeline. So are you saying that it was irrelevant for him, or you're saying in this context it's relevant? Because it's not. As you said, you're a party member.
Yes, I'm a party member. Somehow, I think this is the first time I'm meeting you gentlemen and the lady that my good friend. This is the first time I'm meeting you. So we probably are trying to understand each other's styles. But you give a lot of weight in comments, he said, she said. I am more of a little bigger, a little more capital issues that we have no shortage of here. You know, so we need to be able, while this interview is going on, just try to pair up. I want to pair up with you in discussing more of the capital issues than he says, she says.
The context of this conversation, which we discussed with you, obviously is from your visit to the NEC meeting held by the Julius Abure group. So that is the context. It's about your party, the Labour Party, coalition. So nothing is going out of context here. But it's okay. I understand what you mean. In interviews like this, almost like a mental warfare, a warfare of the mind. You're wondering, what does this question mean? But believe me, you, believe you, me, Mr. Datti Baba Ahmed, our questions are from a good place, just to help Nigerians understand what is playing out in your party, particularly. Jeffrey.
All right, Mr. Baba Ahmed, and just as we begin to wind down, I'm very, very curious. I'm more interested in alternative ideas, not just an opposition. So in closing, walk us through, maybe in 1 minute, Bola Tinubu is a neoliberal capitalist with his policy direction. He's taking out all the subsidies, or partly some subsidies. And they said that is the only way forward, given where he came from, what he inherited from, God rest his soul, Muhammadu Buhari. When you say the country would have been better under Peter Obi, what exactly do you mean?
Uncle Tinubu is a tax collector. So he is more after the capacity to collect more and collect more and collect more. Excellency Peter Obi is on the side of spend more carefully, spend more intelligently, spend wisely. And when you're collecting also, collect in such a way that you do not hurt your citizens. You don't destroy businesses. This is a key difference from a Peter Obi-led government and Uncle Tinubu's government. I hope I put it in a very summarized way, sir.
Well, we don't have any more time. We're totally out of time. I would have probed even further because that's a generic statement that was made. I wanted a bit of more...
Give me 1 minute.
I would have loved a bit of more clear policy direction. It doesn't speak to policy direction, but maybe we'll bring you back and talk about clear policy direction.
No. Prudence. I spoke to you about spending. Peter Obi will never buy that jet. I will beg him, he will never buy that jet. He will never buy the yacht. All those billions spent on repairing the vice presidential lodge will never happen, will never happen. It's about the fertile land in the north. It's about consumption to production, industrial capacity utilization. Many industries are now would have been at full capacity and expanding.
All right.
That's as much as I can say in the 1 minute you gave me.
All right. And
but we'll never have bought that jet.
You've done very well in summarizing, Mr. Datti. Although Mr. Peter Obi has not been tested, so we won't know whether he would not do those things that you said that he would not do. But by all means...
No, ma'am, he was tested.
As far as
he was tested in Anambra State.
As a president, that's what I mean. As a president, that's what I mean. And then on two different levels. But we must anchor at this point.
You can infer.
And thank you very much. We'll definitely bring you back, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Datti Baba Ahmed, vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election. Thank you so much for coming through on this one.
My pleasure, madam. Really nice to meet you people for the first time.
Same here on this side of the divide.
We'll have the conversation.
My head is hot because of your questions.
We apologize, but we will not repent when we bring you back.